Good evening, everyone. Buenas noches a todos y a todas. Para las personas que necesitan traducción, en la parte de atrás está nuestra compañera Leti. Ella tiene los audífonos disponibles para usted si ustedes necesitan traducción de inglés al español. For anyone who needs interpretation headsets, they're in the back, and Leti has them available for you. Good evening. Welcome to Richmond Rising Collaborative Stakeholder Committee meeting. Today is August the 6th, 2025. My name is Beatrice Guerrero and I work for the city of Richmond. I'm going to do the roll call for today before we start the meeting. Party for Great Alternatives. Thank you, Ambassador. Party for Broward Richmond. Oh, hi, Lorena. Thank you. For Rich City Rights. Hi, Manny. Thank you. Party for Trust for Public Land. Here. Thank you, Terrence. Private lead for UC Berkeley. Thank you, Jason. Private lead for Urban Tilth. Thank you, Shuna. I'm going to do it for our community members and youth fellows. Tomás Espinosa. Gracias, Tomás. Juan Hernández. Monserrat González. Thank you, Monse. Judith Rocha. Curtis Rice. Thank you, Curtis. Jim Becker. Jim is not yet here, but we'll try to see if he joins later today. Leslie Poblano. Thank you, Leslie. Julia again. Thank you, Julia. Muki Masu. She's not here today. Jadila Quintanilla. She's not here today either, so let's just record that we're missing Nikki Miso and Jadila Quintanilla as well as Jim Becker. For people who are joining us for the first time, the meeting that we're hosting today, we have the meeting information available in the slide. We meet every first Wednesday of the month from 6 to 8 p.m. You can attend in person at the Nevin Community Center, which is located in 598 Nevin Avenue, Richmond, California. And you can also attend virtually through Zoom, and the link is available there in our screen, and you can also find it on the agenda. You can also attend through your phone, use the numbers that are on the screen. And just a reminder that all community members and members of the public must abide by community agreements. We usually, they're available online, and you can also get a print of them if you need them. I'm going to do the land acknowledgement. I'm going to start to my right, and we usually do this in a collaborative way. So I'm going to pass on the microphone. If you don't want to do it, you're welcome to pass on the microphone to the next person. Thanks, everyone. While Richmond Rising seeks to strengthen the economy, improve public health and the environment, particularly in the Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado neighborhoods, we do so with awareness that we occupy unceded Wiccan and Carrican-owned territory. We acknowledge that land theft of Indigenous homelands and the dismantling of Indigenous sovereignty was done to advance colonization.
We acknowledge that capitalism and white supremacy are branches of colonialism that have persisted throughout hundreds of years of oppression and are alive today and contribute to keeping Black, Indigenous, and all other people of color from thriving.
We further acknowledge that this country's political economy and social institutions were built on the forced labor of African people on stolen land through violent, systematic abduction from their homelands and enslavement over hundreds of years. We further acknowledge that the exploitation of immigrant and refugee communities as modern forms of cheap and disposable labor are likely carried out on stolen land. Thus, we acknowledge that we have been impacted and harmed by these histories and experiences imposed on our ancestors and communities. We further uplift the shared struggle among Black, Indigenous, and all people of color.
We also acknowledge that Indigenous people continue to live here, steward the land, and resist settler colonialism.
We conclude that our land acknowledgement is an active and evolving statement and process. It requires us to recognize historical injustices and invites us to be active participants in our collective healing.
Thanks everyone for your participation in the land acknowledgement. Richmond Rising is the city of Richmond and six local organizations together known as Richmond Rising. We received $35 million to bring health, economic, and environmental benefits to the Island Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado neighborhoods. Richmond Rising is supported by the Strategic Growth Council's Transformative Climate Communities program. This collaborative stakeholder committee meeting, like the one we're hosting today, provides guidance on project implementation and holds us accountable on reaching our goals. Can make recommendations, provide input, and assist project leads in implementing project activities. It does not have a final decision making authority, but project leads must definitely consider recommendations from the committee and from members of the public. So thanks for being here. We are going to open public comment not on the agenda. This is a space for members of the public, everyone else joining us here aside from people on the table, to provide comments on items that are not included in the agenda. For people who are not familiar with this type of meetings, there is a document called agenda. We have English and Spanish versions in the back, and you can get one. And if you see that there's a topic that you want to address and it's not part of the agenda, please let us know, raising your hand, and we will definitely pass on the microphone so you can talk about anything that you want to talk about that is not in here. Para las personas que nos acompañan el día de hoy, el siguiente tema es un comentario público que no se encuentra en la agenda. Les pedimos que levanten la mano si quieren hacer algún comentario y con mucho gusto les pasamos el micrófono.
Hey everyone, my name is Kendall. Thanks for welcoming me to your space. I'm working on a citywide collaboration to create an arts district here in Richmond, down 23rd Street, as well as up and down McDonald. So my main announcement is that we're having a community listening session on August 24th. It'll be at the museum, like right there, the Richmond History Museum. So you all are invited, and I left some flyers on the table. So I'm making an announcement on behalf of the executive director of the Richmond History Museum, and she's dropping some flyers for a museum open house that'll be happening this Saturday the 9th. And a big part of our arts district strategy is urban greening and sustainability. And so if anyone is interested in joining the Richmond Renaissance, on the back of a flyer, we have a support code where you can share your ideas and sign up as a supporting organization. Thanks for letting me speak.
Thank you so much. Is there any other public comment not on the agenda for today? ¿Hay algún otro comentario público que no se encuentra en la agenda, de algún tema que no se encuentra en la agenda? Do we have anyone online for public comment? Okay, so since we don't have anyone else, we're going to continue with the review and approve of previous meeting minutes. You received our minutes and documents from the previous meeting, actually just one. And if we did not receive any comments, but if you have any feedback on them, or you'd like to pose a motion, we are also open to that. Please let us know. Thank you, thank you, Curtis. So if we review the previous meeting minutes, could you please raise your hand? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have all the hands of the people who are representing their organizations on the table, as well as residents and youth fellows present, raising their hands. Let's record that we have still 3 people missing from the community members that are not attending today. 2 youth fellows and one community member that are missing. We're going to continue with project status report. For people who haven't joined us before, this is a part where all the partners share up-to-date financials and also grant expenditures to date for each of the projects. And this is shared usually with the committee that exists here in the table and the public. So I'm going to start with grantee, which is the city of Richmond. As I mentioned before, my name is Beatriz Guerrero. I work for the city of Richmond. The work that has been completed since last meeting by Matias, Eduardo, and myself is we submitted a $155,000 request for the active transportation capital design technical assistance program. we provided budget estimates to the Metropolitan Transportation Commission for Regional Measure 3 for grant eligibility. I want to let you know that actually tomorrow is the hearing from the Metropolitan Transportation Commission for approval of our $10 million grant that will be funding the deficit that we have on neighborhood complete streets and Richmond Wellness Trail. So we're looking forward to hear from them tomorrow. We'll keep you posted once that hearing is finalized. We also participated in one grant coordination meeting with NTC regarding the RM3 funding. We got approval from the Strategic Growth Council for invoice 10, prepared the response for invoice 11 and their comments, and started working on invoice number 12. I want to just highlight that this includes UC Berkeley's reimbursements. That was invoice number 10. We didn't have enough time to let you know, but that means all has been approved and the check is on the way. We also hosted partner meetings to discuss amendments and modifications. All the partners that are here on the table have been working with Matias and Eduardo to get the changes that they want on the programs for next year. And we completed also the technical assistant final report and invoice. That was $150,000 that the state provided us to have Placeworks as our support. That contract is finalized, and we are in the process of getting reimbursement for the payment that we did. And additionally to that, we attended the National Night Out yesterday with some other partners too that were present in the event. We attended specifically the Santa Fe neighborhood meeting. We know that there's partners who attended multiple ones, and we were excited to see everyone. Total expenditures reported today, $341,000. The remaining budget that we have is $351,000. And the planned work that we have in the next 2 weeks is begin the execution contract between the City of Richmond and Trust for Public Land. As you probably know, there was a grant that was that Trust for Public Land applied to, and it's $150,000 for finalizing the plans that are going to go for Richmond Wellness Trail. We're going to continue with partner meetings to discuss amendments and modifications. If you have meetings that are still in process with Eduardo and Matias, please continue meeting with them so we can finalize this work. And we will continue coordination of partners to complete the leverage report, the annual report, and the city council presentation. And it's not included in here, but we'll be supporting the UC Berkeley team to get the evaluation process also finalized. I am going to share now information about neighborhood complete streets for people who have not heard about this project before. This is a complete streets project in Harbor Way. And the work completed since last meeting is the city provided comments to the consultants on the 60% plans. And the consultant team already finalized the 90% plans. This means we have almost 90% of the plans ready, which means we're very close to the end. We'll have to submit this by the end of August, which will let us come to the community with the finalized plans. We also finalized a traffic counts memo. This means how many people walk and bike and transit and use transit and use their cars in that street. And we also provided information to MTC to support the Regional Measure 3 grant application. Total expenditures up to date, $95,000. Our remaining budget is $5 million. And the plan work in the next 2 weeks is for the city to review the 90% plans and the consultants to provide 100% plans in the next 2 weeks. So this is going to be very tight, but we're trying to just comply with the deadlines of the state, which is the end of August. And I'm going to pass the microphone to Terrence from Trust for Public Land to talk about the Richmond Wellness Trail.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Terrence with Trust for Public Land. I'm the project manager for the Richmond Wellness Trail, which is a bicycle and pedestrian infrastructure project on Marina Way South. In the last month, we received and reviewed the permit set for the project and package that set to be submitted to the City of Richmond for review. It's currently with the city engineer. We've continued coordination with city departments, AC Transit, and partner organizations on project design and approvals. Continued coordination with the railroad entities for the railroad crossing sites, and continued contracting work with city staff to secure the additional awarded grant funding, which is the RM3 money that Beatrice just mentioned. Total expenditures to date are $250,000 and remaining budget is $4.5 million. In the next 2 weeks, we are planning to continue project design and coordination work. And we have a diagnostic and coordination meeting for the railroad crossings with the railroad owners, users, and consultants.
Okay. He's gonna read it. Shut up.
Yeah, the whole thing.
All right, for the e-bike lending library, we have worked completed since last meeting. Outreach at, well, we run with an event, outreach at National Night Out at the Santa Fe Neighborhood Council event at the South Side Park. Support with community organization interviews. Total expenditures reported to date, 202,000. Remaining budget, 2.25 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks, complete 2 deliverables, finalizing the year 2 budget and contract amendments, preparing city council presentations and letters of support, coordinating upcoming events, including the summer community celebration, August 23rd, a disco night, September 27th, and the Santa Fe Neighborhood Council meeting in Halloween Town.
Thank you, Dylan. Gonna pass the microphone to Ambessa.
Thank you so much. Representing the Resilient Homes team, my name is Ambessa Cantave, and the work that we completed this last meeting was weekly outreach for TCC summer celebration, which included like event which included posting, drop-offs, and social media promotions. We have contracted 27 clients in July for solar, which is like a record for Google. Thank you so much. Completed 17 energy efficiency projects through our contractor / partner, MCE Clean Energy. We secured final performances and tabling for the TCC Summer Celebration. We held a Richmond solar workshop at the City Council in partnership with the City of Richmond, in which where we signed up new residents to receive solar, and we're doing those contracts now, those applications now. TCC workforce graduated 8 Ivy trainees, 2 of which came from right there.
One of them's here today, Jackie.
Give it up for Jackie. We attended the monthly CSC meeting, and here we are again. Just to know, another push for this event, the TCC Summer Celebration happening on August 23rd at Unity Park. We are still seeking volunteers. And so if anyone is interested, we are more than happy to like sign you up right now. We can circulate this around. It's going to be a very fun event, if I may say so myself. The total expenditures to date, $818,000 with about $6.1 million to go. Plan over the next 2 weeks is our August 23rd TCC Summer Celebration, which you all are cordially invited to come to the park. Thank you very much, and this is part of my broadcasting today.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Shane Whitefields. She, her pronouns. I'm representing Urban Tilt tonight. For our Basins of Relations project, work completed since last meeting, installed 5 water conservation systems for Iron Triangle homeowners, 2 laundry to landscape gray water, and 3 drip irrigation systems. Began outreach and curriculum development for 2025 Basins of Relations Watershed Restoration Training Program. Total expenditures to date, $287,000. Remaining budget, $1.39 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks. Outreach and candidate interviews for Basins Training Program and hiring 8 new apprentices. 4 drip irrigation installations are planned for this month. It's me.
Good evening, everyone. Let me see you with Richmond. So we have been busy planting trees and we have planted 18 trees in the last since June and July. And so 9 of those were residential trees. 3 of those were at Lucas Park, which unfortunately they've already been vandalized. They were vandalized in the first week of planting. So yeah, this is a constant issue at Lucas Park. So I want to work with the city and local community members to see what we can do to help like stop the vandalization. But we're going to keep planting them regardless. We also planted 5 trees at Southside Park, and they were replacement trees after they had died. They were planted on Arbor Day last year in October. Just, it happens. So yeah, our green team is trucking along. Their last day is tomorrow. And they have been going kayaking, hiking, and we've also gotten some training from Keith Park. He's the arborist with the National Park Service. So that was really cool to see him climb up a tree and give the youth some arborist training. So far, we've spent about $187,000. We have $900,000 remaining in the budget, and we're working on coordinating for Arbor Day, which is in October. And we're also going to start recruiting for our fall cohort for our workforce development program. So more information to come on. It's not even in our plan for the next 2 weeks because it's very fresh. But more information to come and some more opportunities for some job placements for folks coming up. So thank you. ADA accessible gardens. Oh, perfect.
I'm back. Okay, ADA accessible garden. We're completed since last meeting. We are waiting for comments back from the latest plan that was submitted in late June. We received comments from BLDG, but waiting for a stormwater response. Total expenditures reported to date, $93,000, remaining budget, $861,000. Planned work in the next 2 weeks, work on bi-monthly invoicing, same. Continue working with our disability volunteer group, building up towards the build out of the new garden, super exciting. Keeping it rolling, Orchard for All. Work completed since last meeting. We launched the 2025 training program with 8 new apprentices. Completed 5 weeks of the training program. Fruit trees given away so far, 249. Fruit trees confirmed planted, 54. Fruit gleaned and redistributed, 453 pounds. Total expenditures to date, $172,000. Remaining budget is just under $1 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks. Graduating 8 apprentices from the training program on August 8th. That's this Friday. Working complete free care service for 20 households in the project area. Grow an additional 600 pounds of fruit and redistribute to residents in the project area. Give away at least 50 additional fruit trees to households within the project area. And I'm still here. The GRS. Work completed since last meeting. Graduated the 3rd cohort of the climate health promoters on July 12th. I hosted table and produce giveaway at National Night Out. And that was yesterday, I believe. Total expenditures to date, $739,000. Remaining budget, $2.5 million. Plan to work in the next 2 weeks. Hosting a climate friendly diet workshop, Smoothies in the Park at Lucas Park, which is this Friday. You're all invited, of course. Plan for the TCC Summer Community Celebration at Union Park, which you can grab a flyer from here on the table or sign up to volunteer as well. And start planning for September events and confirm partnerships for October.
To the e-bike share system, as you probably know, for people who are joining us for the first time, there were 8 bike hubs that were installed in the project area, meaning are in Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado. And since last meeting, we have continued outreach on the project area. We have Salma Berumen, who's the project manager from Right Today, who's sitting in the front in case you have any questions related to the program. They have continued maintenance of existing bike hubs, and the city has requested costs for insurance, warranty, warehouse rentals, and supplies required by the state. The state is requiring us very detailed information, so we're waiting to hear from today to get this information. The budget for expenditures reported to date is $526,000. Remaining budget is $472,000. And the plan work in the next 2 weeks is the submission of the actual cost of insurance, warranty, and warehouse rentals and supplies to the state as soon as we receive it from Right Today. In relationship to our community engagement plan, the city of Richmond and Rich City Rights coordinate this program together. In relationship to the outreach connected to the city, we only have attended the Santa Fe National Night Out, and I'm going to share the microphone with Gabby from Rich City Rights to provide her input on this plan. Thank you. I'm going to let my fellow Leslie read out what we completed last month. For the community engagement plan, work completed since last meeting. The Richmond Rising Youth Program Manager received resumes and conducted interviews for the TCC Community Organizer position for the Youth Fellow Program. The Youth Fellow Program Manager attended the Climate Health Promoters graduation. The Youth Fellows hosted a community ride for the month of July and tabled at the We Run Richmond 5K. Youth Fellow Program Manager created a schedule and responsibilities for events that Youth Fellows will be participating in. For the month of August, Youth Fellows will be part of 6 different events. The Youth Fellow Manager has helped coordinate the second community ride the Youth Fellows will be hosting. And the city of Richmond attended the Santa Fe National Night Out yesterday. Total expenditures reported to date around $2,903,000, remaining budget $2.2 million. Planned work in the next 2 weeks. We will continue to promote the second community ride, which will be August 16th, starting at Lucas Park. We'll meet at 9:45 to roll out at 10 a.m. We will continue the onboarding of the new hire for the TCC Community Organizer position. The Youth Fellow Program Manager will coordinate the Youth Fellows' role and responsibilities for events/projects in September. And the Youth Fellow Program Manager will assist Youth Fellows in meeting the deliverables for the 6 events in August they will be a part of. Thank you, Leslie. For the displacement avoidance plan, I want to let you know that the city has and the consultant team has finalized the ADU toolkit. So it can be accessed on the link that is available on the screen. But basically what is there is instructions on how you can build an additional dwelling unit in your garden or your garage or homes in the city of Richmond. The plans are designed specifically for the lots and the sizes of the lots that the city has. And there are 4 different types of plans available that are free for the city residents and that are pre-approved by the building department, which means residents do not have to pay for getting those plans tailored and also to get them approved. So that's a huge advantage. And we're hosting a workshop, and we're targeting to host it in the next CSE meeting here, since we usually have community members. We wanted to get your buy-in for that, since it's a location that we usually have, and also get your support in case you know people who want to build an ADU. I know some of you have been planting trees in homes, have been installing solar or doing energy efficiency measures, or providing fruit trees or greening, and maybe you have heard of people who wanna build an ADU. So if you have any information that we can share with you, we have flyers. we can share them with you and take them to you so you can help us spread the word. And if you happen to live in the neighborhood Santa Fe Coronado Triangle, please talk to us and attend the next CSE meeting so we can you can get more information. We'll have some planners who will be here to solve any questions that you have or any concerns that you have. As well. So yeah, we like to talk about that later if that's okay with you, if we be able to host the workshop here, because we really want to take advantage of like people knowing that this is a place where we usually gather and use half of our meeting or the first part of our meeting to do what we usually do on updates, and then use the rest of the event for the workshop. We actually finalizing the admin work to launch in September 2025. This Buy Local campaign is going to be an app that will provide rebates for local businesses. So if you spend money in a local business in Richmond, you can upload your ticket and then that will give you rebates. So you can use it in other local business in Richmond. So that is going to be available sometime in September. So we'll once it's available, we'll come and show you what this is about. And then the facade improvement pilot program. So the city will be supporting businesses in the Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado that want to improve their facades, and it would be a grant provided to the business owners. So if you know people who are business owners in this area, they'll be receiving information. There's flyers that are already being prepared, and the total expenditures up to date is $148,000. Budget remaining is $533,000, and plan work in the next 2 weeks is work with the vendors for Buy Local campaign to finish the online app. This is going to be an online app, so we'll be happy to share it with you once it's ready. And they're also in the process of developing the outreach to launch Buy Local campaign and facade improvement pilot program. So we'll be bringing all the materials for outreach for you on our next meeting. And in relationship to workforce development and economic opportunity plan, this is a partnership in between Grid Alternatives and the City of Richmond. In relationship to what has happened on the City of Richmond, we only have planned work in the next 2 weeks, which is finalize the RFP review and the selection of a proposal for the implementation of the workforce development and economic opportunity plan. And I'm going to share the microphone with Alex from Grid Alternatives to talk about the work from Grid.
Thank you. I'm Alex. I'm the workforce. Oh, it's weird being on this side. I'm so loud to myself. My name is Alex. I'm the workforce manager for Grid Alternatives Bay Area, and on the workforce development and economic opportunity plan, we finished our second cohort of IBT 200, graduated July 28th. So shout out to them. We had 8 people in this cohort, which was really exciting, and 2 of those were TCC residents. One of them's here today, Jackie. I can call you out again. Hi. Who actually signed up through this meeting. So that's why I met her. She found about the program, she applied, she got in, and she did very well. And she just started an apprenticeship, which is also really exciting. So congrats to Jackie. We also will share some impacts from that. We don't think we'll have time to share photos because there's a lot on the agenda today. As part of the 5 weeks of training, they do 2 weeks of solar installs. 3 of those installs were resilient homes projects. So they did 3 TCC installs, which is pretty cool. And they installed a total of 97 panels over 5 weeks. And a combined 39 kilowatts of solar energy on those 2 projects. So that was very exciting for us. Other updates, we are making progress on the promotional video that we are making in collaboration with the Resilient Homes team. So that's the video about the solar work and the trading that we're doing in the region. That should be ready by the end of this month, which is really exciting. It looks great so far. We interviewed the client that we installed one of them for the last cohort and had trainees on site. So we had some trainee interviews and a client interview for that. So that's a project we're excited to close out this month. We also actually today met with Youth Build and Safe Return in Richmond to talk about collaborating for future cohorts in 2026. And in the next 2 weeks, we are mostly working on invoicing and promoting the Great Alternatives TCC Summer Celebration event on August 23rd at Unity Park. So we have flyers for that. There's also flyers on the tables. So if you have any questions about that, come up to, honestly, Amessa. He knows more than me. So that's it for today. Who's next?
I'm gonna share the microphone with UC Berkeley, Jason. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Jason Corber from UC Berkeley. We are leading the indicator tracking, which is part of the evaluation. Work completed since last meeting is we've drafted an executive summary of the year one report, which was issued a while back, and have had it translated into Spanish, and we'll be distributing that to partners in the community soon. We've started our year two evaluation and indicator tracking project report. We've shared the data tracking tool with you all, and we want to follow up with that to ensure that you're able to fill that out. You remember that hopefully from last year. We're drafting, thanks to some of our student researchers who are here in the back, and I just want to give them a shout out that they've been working really hard this summer. And thank you for responding to their emails and their calls and other things. They've been helping also draft our case studies, which are more in-depth highlights of the work that you all are doing with Veggie RX and Resilient Homes this past year. And we'll be finishing those up. And we got our first invoice approved by SGC. Thank you, City of Richmond folks. So now we can actually pay our students and others. Expenditures reported to date, 403,000, remaining budget, 666,000. Next 2 weeks, we'll be finalizing that summary I mentioned and sharing it out. We will assist all of you, and we'll be hearing from Alice and others and myself on filling out the data tracking tools as we did last year with you, and submitting our next invoice. Thanks.
Thank you, Jason. And now we're going to go to the next item, which is report on public comments and questions. I'm going to open first the space for committee members. Do you have any questions, any follow-up to the presentations that you just heard? Committee members, do you have any questions, any concerns in relationship to the numbers and data that you heard about? This is for Lorena. How would you recommend for us to talk to community members about the vandalism that's happening at Unity Park? We're citywide. We currently have a bike repair clinic every first Thursday of the month from 3:30 to 5:30, and our Saturday rides start from Locust Park. So when people do come and approach us and take advantage of the bike repair clinics or community rides, we would want to have that conversation for them. So if you have like a script or something that you would recommend us to say to community members, I think that would be very helpful.
It's good.
Oh, okay.
Thank you so much. I think the best thing would be to maybe collaborate with you folks so I can have folks from our team out there helping to clarify any questions about the trees or any concerns that might be happening. Because it's kind of hard to say like what we can do without actually being there and talking to folks. So maybe you and I should meet offline to chat more about that. I appreciate you though. Thank you.
Thank you, Lorena. Thank you, Gabby. Are there any other questions or follow-up information that you want to know from the projects? Since I'm not hearing anything from the committee members, I'm going to open it to the public. Do you have any questions or any follow-ups to what you heard from the reports of every partner in the city? Is there anything that you would like to know? I don't see any hands raised. So do we have any hands raised on Zoom? Thank you, Matthias. Okay, so if we're gonna go with the actual items of the meeting, so we have some review of annual report requirements that Matthias is gonna present on. And we have basis of relations, training, recruitment information. We have the climate health promoters partner project review and feedback. And we're gonna show you the new website and pamphlet, and we're gonna talk about the MLK Junior Community Center survey. And we actually wanted to add UC Berkeley team because they want to present on the annual evaluation. So we're gonna let them have the sixth number. Is that okay, Jason? Yeah.
They might even have a slide. They might have, I think you have a slide.
Oh, okay.
I think so.
So it's gonna be item number 2. Sounds good. Thank you so much. I'm gonna share the microphone with Matthias.
This should be quick. Just a reminder to everyone that the leverage report, annual progress report, and updates on the city council presentation slides are due next week on the 15th. I'm assuming that you've all left it blank so we can do it all at once with the invoicing. But if you could fill it out, that'd be great. There may be questions that come up. So the sooner we can get your questions answered, the better. Like I said, invoices obviously also due, so that's going on. Does anyone have any questions about it? I guess that's really why we made this an item. Because we can easily answer them. There is a folder that we sent is for year 2, but there's a year 1 folder. If you want to look at what you did last year as a template, you can definitely do that as well. All right. I look forward to all that information. Thanks soon.
Thank you, Matthias. For the people who usually do not hear about the annual reports and the reports for the public, we have to report to the state every 2 months, and all the partners sitting here in this table do reports for the state. We also do an annual report, which is what happened the whole year, and then a leverage report, which means the resources that we put on our side, both the city and the organizations, to add to the TCC grant. So over those $35 million, there's $17 million that are put on the cities and in the organization's budget. And the city council slides is we're going to present to the city council, and everyone is invited to join us, both partners, public and residents and community members and youth fellows. We would definitely like to have you there. Jason, I'm going to share the microphone with you.
Okay, I think what we wanted to just remind folks of is that we are working on the year 2 data report. It's very similar to what you're sharing with the city. Think of what you're sharing with the city as your outputs, your accomplishments for the year. And what we're trying to do is take some of those measures and look at the influences and impacts that they're having on our community and on folks' well-being, on the environment, on built in natural environment. So we have some indicators that we all agreed for your project to track. We've sent you a Google sheet as we did last year. In that Google sheet, you'll see a tab at the bottom with your project name, and you'll see the indicators and the data you put in from last year, just as a reference point. And then we're asking you for this year. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but the project year is August to July. Is that correct? Yeah, you're shaking your head. So this means that we want the data from August 2024 through July 2025. So how many installs, how many trees you've planted, how many water saving devices, etc. I'm not going to go through all the indicators, you know them, and we kind of co-created them together. We're asking, and we are here to help fill that out. Some of you are giving us some access to your tracking system, so that makes it quite easy. But we're asking that we can get that information from you, since you're doing a lot of it also for the city, by August 29th. That will allow us to then do some data analysis and begin to put the report together. Now, remember, the report is not just the quantitative, it's also the qualitative data. Those are the 2 case studies I mentioned. So we'll be following up with MedGRX and Resilient Homes. And you know, we've been in conversation with both of you about developing and finalizing those case studies. I'm gonna mention, and I don't want to put the city on the spot here, but if you remember last year, we took some of your data, like the number of trees planted, and we used a model from the state of California, the California Air Resources Board, CARB, to estimate the amount of greenhouse gas reductions and the amount of air pollution filtration, really, is particulate matter and nitrous oxide that those environmental improvements provided to the project area. And that was a model, basically a complicated computer model that we got from the state that we were required to do, to run with your inputs. Now, as far as we know, and I'm just saying this to confirm and make this public, that we are not required to do that for this coming year, according to the state. Okay. And I don't know why. We can ask. We don't know either. Okay. It's a mystery, but we are committed to taking your data to try to estimate particularly things like improvements to air quality, heat island reductions, and other things that we can do. So in other words, we're taking your outputs and trying to analyze them in terms of the influences and impacts they're having on the community. That's all I wanted to say. I wanted to say thanks for paying some attention to this, and we are here to help. And if you have any questions, please get in touch with me or Luce. I think we've emailed you more than enough time so that you know how to get in touch with us on any of the indicators and the tracking and evaluation that we're doing. Thanks.
Thank you, Jason. I am going to pass on the microphone to Shino. Is this? Right? Sorry. Sorry.
Hi, everyone. My name is Cheryl. I'm here with Urban Soils to give you a little bit more information on our Basins of Relations Watershed Restoration Training Program. So we all can switch to the next slide. Oh, awesome. Thank you. So this is a paid training program that's going to be running from September to December. It's about 15 hours. It is going to be mainly held in the morning from 9 to 1 from Monday to Thursday. This is a really great opportunity to have the community come out, join us to learn more about like water restoration, water stewardship in our local area, learn more about Richmond and the ecosystems in Richmond. It's also a really great opportunity for those who are trying to get their foot in the door in their career, more like stewardship, or in general, just want to learn more about what's going on around Richmond. This is a really great way to do it. We will be doing a mixed setting of a classroom setting and an hands-on work within our neighborhoods and around the creeks in Richmond. And they will also be doing some work in learning how to do some water conservation systems as well. Next slide. So, as mentioned, this is going to be a mixture of both classroom setting where they're going to be learning stuff that's going on in Richmond, history of Richmond, history of just things that are going on that make a watershed, things that make an ecosystem. We're also learning multiple things like you can see in the photos that are both on the paper and the slides, doing fun activities like kayaking. We have a native plant nursery that they will be able to learn about native plants and do some propagation work. They'll also be able to have an opportunity to have some guest speakers. And I hope some of you will join us for those guest speakers about some awesome work that's going on in Richmond. And again, as mentioned, they'll be getting hands-on training on how to do water conservation systems. Yeah, so residents are highly encouraged to apply. We will be doing interviews and applications are open until August 22nd. We do have a QR code on the packets that you guys have on screen, and there is in-person applications right over there on that table. You can definitely send those over to our main office at 323 Brookside Drive. There is also information on where to send those applications. You could take a photo and send a photo to the phone number or email that's there. Thank you. Sorry, my brain was.
And now I'm going to share the microphone with the climate health promoters that will discuss the recent collaborative projects with partners and climate health promoter programs. Nancy Irma?
presentation first. Yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. So first of all, thank you so much for letting us share and we will go next. We wanted to report a little bit about we just had another cohort graduate, so we want to share a little bit more about that. So next slide, please. Oh, no, sorry, it's still me. So just a little bit about the training. So this is about a 20-hour training, in-person training. And then after about 6 weeks, the participants get to work with a project, with one of our partners, and we had 7 projects. And so for about 3 weeks, they got to go and support that project for the partner. And then they come back for a final group presentation, and later on you see some photos. And ultimately, what we're trying to really have folks experience is to really learn more about the parks and the streets, climate resilience, and really learn about culturally relevant foods and food production, and about resilient homes and neighborhood. And so the goal over the next the whole 5 years is to have about 300 Richmond residents, to go through this program. So next.
Next up, my name is Andres Ibarra. I've been with Lifelong Medical Care a long time. Is our recruitment methods, because this is probably the most part of our program, because without recruitment, then we wouldn't have trainings to give. So, but some of the methods that we use, we recruited a lot from our main clinic, William Jenkins on Harbor. I don't know if you guys are familiar, who's familiar with it. But, and then also, it's not mentioned in the program, but I did a lot of recruitment from my clinic, which is Brookside, San Pablo. So some of the, the target neighborhoods was like Iron Triangle, Santa Fe, and Coronado. And recruitment is tough. It's tough, and we still would like to recruit more young people, so I see some of like Fierce Advocates, Urban Tills, Polo Park, we all could use your help. Definitely, because as I've been listening, a lot of young people are tied to the program, and it's important to get the young people involved because that's the future. So that's why it's so important. So we have a cohort coming up like in the fall, and we would really appreciate all the help that we can get from you, because this is really, like I've been at Lifelong 15 years, and this has been one of the most important grants that I've ever experienced being on. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Okay, my name is Irma Peralta. I am health promote specialist in this project. I am happy because in this particular project, we're talking with most people. And this is not a trick before. The first in English, the second in Spanish, now is in English. 71 people. We have registered 51, but graduating only 30. And I'm happy because study is the goal for each cohort. And I'm just saying, we are working for the next cohort in Spanish. I am very excited because I talk too much in Spanish and I enjoy facilitating this training.
Thank you. Next, please. So this is just some photos of some of our sessions. We were talking about healthy eating. We had a cooking demonstration. We were park, doing a walk around the park, learning the streets and, having dialogues about what it means to be in our parks and be able to enjoy the parks and the challenges that we have. And then some of the other ones, just some of the activities that we are able to do in this training. Next, please. So our next training will be in October. And so this is just a little sample. These are the dates from last year, but just to show some of the topics that we do. We talk about eating for resilience, parks in our health. And we got a chance to bring everybody to Richmond Rising meeting to here. And we also talk about homes and neighborhood resilience. And some of our partners had a chance to come to share a little bit about their program. So in the future, we would love to also have you, our partners, to come and share your program during one of our sessions. Next, please. And so again, like some of the goals and some of the skills that we want, the participants to come out with, is being able to tell a story that will motivate others, to take action. They learn how to facilitate a group, to listen, to advocate, to be able to lead community walks, to working teams, to plan a project, to speak in public. And to conduct a health and home inventory to find out if they're using safer products, and then learning how to cook and organize, cooking sessions. Next. And so some of the benefits for our trainees is that they get a $500 gift card upon completion. They learn new, skills, learn new things about, their community, about each other. It's a social connection. We see a lot of people develop friendships beyond the group. And and engaging in their community, sharing. We see a lot of folks that come through the program because they've heard about it from somebody who participated. And it's opportunities. I feel like people will learn about other projects. I believe is it Jacqueline who she came here during a session for the training, and then she heard about another program, and she had a chance to So hopefully that's what we want to be able to continue to connect folks to all the different programs. Next, thank you.
In the next photo, I have space for another picture. But now this is the three cohorts. In spring 28, from 2021, and to this cohort 30. We have a tell about, say, the community is welcome for the next two cohort, one in Spanish and another on the next year. But the more important thing in this picture is this word is in these faces. Now we have some faces. For example, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people like the picture. And it's happy because it's continuing to compromise with the community in the project. And please, again, everybody in this room, invite the community. And so Andres, Irma, and Nancy is happy to join in this training. Por eso digo, sorry. Okay, está bien, lo voy a decir en español, mentira. Sorry. No, that's fine. Sí, lo que quiero decir en inglés es que, oh, okay. So this treatment for is very special because the partner involved in this project and the support was very important because they promoted engagement and working with the town. And so
community. For example, the question, what is now in this way you understand what is their role for the time promoter, how many promoters will be made at once, what are their actions, what are their what skill do they need, how many hours in or 2 months period, what is the person and person like this is information about your own mentors. It's too much information I know, but maybe in your mind is better if you can have this information before you start recording it. And again, thank you for this recording, very special.
Thank you so much. Yes, and I just want to emphasize, our appreciation for our partners because, as I mentioned, this is the first time that the participants had a chance to do hands-on work with the partners, and I know it was the first time there were many challenges, but also, many victories. We heard from some of the participants how much they enjoy being part of the community and supporting. And so because of all your, because of you, they've been able to do that. And so again, we're going to ask again for next cohort in October to if you'd like to still support us. We'll be sending out a survey so you can fill it out and we really want to hear more in depth about it. We will have a chance to talk a little bit about here tonight, but we will definitely want to hear more from you and and see how you want to support us again in October. Next, please. Just say one.
Oh yeah. Yes. On the first cohort, we have some challenges for the online Zoom meetings or session online. Right now, every training is in person. All sessions Saturdays 11 community center, and another one was in the lifelong, but maybe change for the next cohort because it's a small room for 30 people. But again, the old session is on person, and this is in Spanish.
Thank you. So next. One of the very exciting things that happened this time is we were able to have 7 facilitators, and these were actually graduates from the first cohort. And I think one of the reasons we were able to work with the partners was because we had this facilitator communicating, making sure that the participants were coming to the sessions, making sure they understood what's going on, if they had any questions. So we have, we're really grateful to be able to have those 7 participants. And so for the next cohort, we're going to have it in Spanish. And this time around, we're going to have training with them so that they're a little bit more prepared for the next cohort. So I'm really excited because it's wonderful because they got to come around and we got to expand our program and give more support to the participants. Next.
Thank you. If anybody have question, concern, or comments, are welcome. If you have any concern, please call me or send me an email. I
And then maybe we can quickly, if anybody has, I don't know how much time we have, but if you want to talk about some feedback from the partners, we would love to hear.
Okay.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Elena. Thank you to all the team that has been working in this. We are very pleased with the work that the climate health promoters have done and the work that you guys have done. We see people that get really involved, and we worked this last time with some climate health promoters. They've been fantastic. They I think they actually, with communicators, Matthias worked a lot with them to get presentations ready to go to neighborhood councils. And I think it was important because one, they got to know what neighborhood council was. Some of them had never been to one of them. They also polished their skills to speak in public. They were also eager to communicate things that they had experienced, which was really good. And they shared with community members that are also part of the neighborhoods that we were working on. So I think it was very valuable. We struggled a lot with times. It was difficult, to be very honest, but I think it was worth it. And we were excited to the next cohort if we can include the Vital Local program and the facade improvement as the team who can work with climate help promoters. Because we definitely use the help of climate help promoters if that's something that's interesting for the team. Anyone else wants to?
Thank you. We had a great time working with the climate health promoters. We found them to be like a very motivated group of individuals. They really soaked up the information we gave them about like resilient homes and how interior health really impacts a lot of the residents in Richmond, and a lot of them were really inspired to promote our program to a great deal. I wish we had more time to work with them, but again, I remember tons of times Eddie was calling me directly and wanting to meet in the park and do a lot of outreach with us. And so they are like a very active, a very motivated group. I've been in contact with a lot of them, and so just want to continue to try to grow this program, and hopefully next cohort we can find a way to contribute as well. But thank you so much.
Anyone else? Any challenges, anything that we can, improve for next time around? Yeah?
I would break in a little more time to like maybe one extra session or two to like work with some of the partners on it. There was some limitation in being able to impart to them a lot that we wanted to. But again, with one plus was that you really had great I guess I was a mentor, but the coordinator himself, Shakur, was excellent in being in contact with us. And on our side too, we just learned how to really accommodate this process a lot more. So for the future cohorts, like maybe being in discussion prior and then really having more concrete steps in the plan. And this is like on my end, I'm even saying to like really make it a greater success. Well, thank you for that.
I wanted to share something that happened on the Park and Health Day, because I think it was really beautiful. And, the case studies that Jason and the UC Berkeley team are working on, it's hard to capture those things. But one of the seniors who was part of the climate health promoters mentioned that it was the very first time that she went out on a walk and that she had never been to the Greenway, and that she was really pleased that they had taken her to that because she was very upset at the beginning and she was like, oh, I have to go on this walk. But after she ended that walk, she shared that she was actually very happy and that she would do it on her own, and that she now understood why her health was benefited by that. So you guys were there. I know you know the story, but I just wanted to share with the rest of the partners because I thought that was really valuable, because we are involving community members who do not know what are the health benefits, and through this training, I think those things are highlighted, but also they're building community around that, and I think that's really valuable, and I hope we keep that in mind while we keep participating as part of the Climate Health Promoters Program in whatever role you want to take on. Did you want to? Yeah, but I see her name. Okay.
I'm curious if you have like a one pager or even a condensed version of this presentation that you can share with partners that we can then share with like our staff and our partners to kind of communicate better the program, because I feel like when I say it, it's not the way you say it. And it'd be helpful to have something like materials to be able to share. And then if no other questions, I just want to also acknowledge one thing, especially for amazing graduates, that one of the issues that we're having is there has been some internal changes within Lifelong, and because of that, the issuing the gift card is taking much longer than we expected, but we are in the process. So I want to acknowledge that, and I know it's a big concern, but we're in the process to hopefully soon in the next couple of weeks to be able to deliver it to you all. So I just wanted to acknowledge that. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
And last but not least, we are talking today about, well, not last, there's two more things, but this is almost the last one. We have new flyers, you probably have them with you. We kind of tailor them in some way to make them more accurate on the work that is already being done. We try to make them extremely easy in terms of the language. There's English and Spanish flyers. I don't know which ones you have. If you want the Spanish one, we also have them in there. We make the language extremely easy, number one. Number two, we make the colors a little bit more organized, so we can cluster the programs based on health through free gardens, trees, and fresh food, and healthier homes, the programs that are applied for homes, and the projects that are safe walks to way bike and right across Richmond. So we kind of reorganized that and made the map a little smaller. And in the front, you will see a QR code. What Eduardo did was he created Linktree. Is that the right, Matthias? I'm so sorry. This just reveals how old I am. But if you click on the QR code, you can access the direct applications of the programs. And if you share with us partners anything else that you want us to include in there, people can apply directly to that. The other change that we did was we added WhatsApp, both English and Spanish. So any resident can reach out to the city and we will be able to respond to your messages. I don't know, Matthias, if you wanted to add anything, just wanted to let you know that these are some of the main changes.
Which is going to also pull up the link tree. We made a link tree, and for all the projects that do have something that is sign upable, we try to put a link to your project. But let's look at it quickly so you can provide comments on that as well. But this would be a great time to provide feedback on the flyers. Does anyone have any comments?
I have a design comment. This is something that I learned in school, actually. I went to school for graphic design. And one of the things that we did a lot of when we were consolidating information is trying to avoid a lot of center aligned text, because it causes your eye to jump around a lot and it makes it difficult for a lot of people to read. Most folks in the Western world read from left to right, and so left aligned text, when you have a bulky amount of information, is easier on the eye. So I just want to share that.
When we're doing canvassing for urban street tree giveaway, there tends to be a lot of confusion between the free fruit tree program and our program. So I was just curious if there's any way to differentiate, because it's in Bosque del Barrio says free trees, and then in Orchard for All says free fruit trees. I don't know. I just like, if maybe we can in the Bosque box we can add for street trees, or I don't know. Maybe I can send you a little blurb that further clarifies it, just so that it just kind of helps identify what kind of tree, because we do tend to get a lot of confusion when we're doing outreach.
Too many free things. Sorry. Do you want to look at the link tree and comment on that? It's on the screen right now. This is where you'll go if the QR code, if you scan the QR code.
No, I want to present.
So yeah, as you can see, if you click on any of these links, we had Eduardo, who unfortunately couldn't present today. I guess we should have started with that. Eduardo did most of these edits, so big thanks to Eduardo. He wasn't here to present on it today, but we wanted to get it to you soon so we could make the edits that you might have. Yeah, any of these links are just what we found on your websites for the respective programs, but if you see programs that you don't want people to sign up for right now, or you want to have a different link, etc., you can give us the comments now, or you can click around whenever you have a time. We thought this would be really helpful when we're doing engagement to just sign people right up right away.
What's the timeline for contributing like just different links to programs? Well,
we can update this at any time, so the link will stay the same, and we can change it on the back end. But we are having, we should do it better to have your links up, so sooner or later. Yeah. And feedback. Yeah, and you can always send it to us. You can send it to me, to Beatrice, or to Eduardo. And we'll be happy to make those changes as well. We print them sort of incrementally, so any change we make can be from the next batch. And then we can also give you copies if you need for your outreach as well. Cool, thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Can we establish a deadline so we can start printing the new versions? We have this one, and we'll take into account your comments, to do the edits on the sign. We'll make the edits that Lorena requested for the groundwork program, and we can make any edits for the partners. We did this with trying to use the clearest and easiest language, but you're welcome to provide any changes that you want.
This is just a quick question. If we do have edits, I want to add links. Who do we send that to? You?
Matthias, Eduardo, or myself, the three of us will see it, and you can copy all of us, but it's not necessary. Whoever you prefer. Yeah, Eduardo's out, but yeah, include Matthias and me in the next few weeks. And I think we do not have all the links to your projects, so if you want us to add, for example, I think, Lorena, we don't have the tree link, so we can add it to in there. Once you give us the language, we can use that exact same language for the link. And if Grid wants us to include your link for Resilient Homes, we can also include it in there, or for the application to the training, Alex, we can also include that there. As well as your summer program, Lorena, or the training program too, if you want it there, we for sure can add it there, so people can sign up directly. Goodfellas too, when you were doing recruitment, and climate help promoters, if you have a form too, I don't know where Irma and Nancy, if you have a link for the climate help promoters for applying, we can also include it in there. Okay, well, since I think let me see. One item that we have is there's an MLK Junior Community Center conceptual plan design going on. We left the paper surveys at the signing table. If you want to participate on telling the city and the consultants what you want to see on MLK Junior Community Center. You probably know where that community center is. It's just next to Marina Way and in between Marina Way and Harvard. And it's one of the community centers in the project area. And the city is thinking about redesigning it and building it again. So please let us know what you want to see in there. The surveys are right there, and we just wanted to share that with you. We are done with the items on the agenda, but I just wanted to open the agenda requests for our next meeting. I don't know if there's anything specifically that you'd like us to include our next meeting. On the city side, we would definitely like to have the workshop hosted, the ADU toolkit workshop here. And of course, you're welcome to join that workshop. of course, but additionally, if you wanna share with the residents who will come about your programs, we can also make a space and we can make it an agenda where it has space for you to talk about trees or about fruit trees or about training programs, if that's something that you wanna do. No, don't feel pressure if that's not what you wanna do, but just putting it out there. And that's.
If at all possible, we'd like to present our commercial with a video that we've been working on, because it should totally be ready by next meeting, so I'd like to put that on the agenda, so thank you.
Could we include it in the agenda for the training? Fantastic. Okay. Any other requests for agendas, for the agenda next meeting? I don't see any requests, so what we're gonna do is just do the usual report that we have on the next CSC meeting. We'll have it here. It's the first half hour to present on the updates and financial reports. And then we'll host the workshop. Everyone is welcome. And we will include anyone who wants to be part of that workshop. We'll include you in the agenda. Let us know if you need to present something. If you don't want, or you don't need to, it's totally fine. So we will have just a half an hour meeting next September the 3rd. And general announcements, I think I have a few here. I'll share it with the project manager so that they can share them with us.
Thank you. So like I mentioned earlier today, we have our August slide on August 16th. It begins at Lucas Park, and then we're going to stop at the Richmond Marina Park, and we're gonna hang out there, have some music, have some snacks, kind of just chill there, hang out, enjoy the park, for about 40 to 50 minutes. To this park, so we're gonna be meeting this park 45 a.m. To be able to ride out 10 a.m. We should be expecting back at Lucas Park around probably the latest. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. You can definitely come ask me after this if you have any more questions about it. And again, moving forward, we are going to be having more rides. We'll have one in September, September 6th. And then we're gonna have 2 rides in October. One of them being Halloween edition ride. So definitely be on the lookout for that. We are encouraging everyone that's joining on Halloween to wear your costumes and decorate your lights. So yeah, I'll go ahead and pass it back to you. We have music on the main. That's who's that event, Matthias? Oh, it's Richmond Main Street. And it's August 21st at the MVP lot from 5:30 to 8 p.m. And I'm gonna share the microphone with Mbessa again, so we can tell you about the great TCC summer event.
I know you haven't heard of this yet, but on August 23rd, we're having the PCC summer celebration. Community event. It's gonna be open to all Richmond residents. We have some fantastic things booked. We have a very youth center. We have some great performances and the like. You get to take a picture with Sunny the solar panel, true story. The DJ is everything. So please come back. It could not be possible without the support that we got here. City of Richmond, Lifelong Medical, the City Rides, Urban Trail. A lot of people just like came in and helped us with it. We're still seeking volunteers, right? Because this is for us, by us, being the community. And so I have a form on if anyone wants to volunteer. I'll be waiting right here for you. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mbessa. And I'm going to share the microphone with Matthias because he's the one who knows about the actually some village event?
Yeah, so this is October 4th, which is a ways away, but I just wanted to bring other partners. We can follow up with email, but basically, for those who went, this is a community day at the Atchison Village Community Center. There's food, there's live music. It's a great, very sweet little local event, and also an excellent place to table, as many of the Atchison Village residents are passionate about TCC projects, so. I'll send out an email about this as well, but just wanted to put it on people's radar if you want to do outreach.
Thank you, Matthias. And now that we have finalized general announcements that we had on the list, is there any other? Yes. Sorry, y'all, I have two more quick announcements. Tomorrow, Thursday, from 3:30 to 5:30, hosting microtrade clinics at Lucas Park. They are free. As long as we have all of the tools necessary, our bike mechanic, and you show up, you'll kind of be able to look at your bike, depending on what's needed, we may be able to order some of the parts and then have you come at our next bike repair clinic. We do these every first Thursday of the month from 3:30 to 5:30 at Lucas Park. And again, they're free, so you don't have to live in Lucas Park. Anyone's welcome, so definitely take advantage. And then second announcement, some of the BPAC members are hosting a park cleanup on Monday at from, I believe it's from 5 to 7. They're looking for volunteers. They're going to have food and snacks after the cleanup. So gonna have games, we're just gonna hang out. So if you're free on Monday between 5 and 7, and you wanna come beautify the MLK Park, I encourage all of you guys to show up. Thank you. Thank you, Gabby. Are there any other announcements? Oh, Alex.
This is kind of a random announcement because it is not my program, but I was talking to YouthWorks or Youth Build today, and they are still recruiting right now. So they still have spots open, which is paid training. And they're also launching a new program for people interested in the electrical trades. That starts on August 23rd, and it's also paid. But you should reach out to Youth Build if you are interested in that.
Thank you, Alex. Any other announcements from the public or people who are joining us today in the meeting? I'm not seeing, oh, yeah.
Bien, gracias. Este sábado creo que aquí por creo que va a haber un evento también. No me acuerdo de qué era, de 10 a 1.
He's sharing that the Saturday from 10 to 1, there's going to be an event at the Greenway. I don't know if anyone knows exactly what that is.
Es para enseñarnos cómo reciclar la tierra y cómo hacer compost.
It's a compost training, so if anyone is interested in that, please join from 10 to 1, right? At the Greenway. Gracias. Okay. Do we have any other announcements? Okay, seeing that there's no more announcements, we have time today. The meeting is adjourned at 7:36. Thank you everyone for joining us today.